Yeah.
Absolutely,
Hold up.
absolutely.
This is my man Imp, my brother. This is an update from the last video.
Oh,
Tell him
man.
what you think about Thibs
Oh,
firing, because
man.
you just was giving me a whole lot of just
Oh, man.
fire
Well,
points.
you know, first of all, let me go on to say that I'm genuinely shocked that they actually fired Dolan. I mean, not Dolan, Thibs, because Dolan loved this dude. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do no wrong in Dolan's eyes. You know what I'm saying? Dolan's really not a basketball owner. He's more interested in his other business ventures.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised that him and the president, Leon, came together and said, yeah, Thibs had to go.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that. But they was only going on what we knew all along, which is, yo, Thibs had to go.
Yeah.
He wasn't making in-game adjustments, as we all know.
Yeah.
And most importantly, what I think that from what I understand, they said that he had to go because those in-game adjustments that he made late, they worked.
Yeah.
Hold on, stay with me. The in-game adjustments that he made late, they worked. They was pissed off just like we was that he did it so late.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why they fired him in a justifiable reason.
He probably was shocked. Like, oh,
Thibs was like, yo, what?
You mean I
It
should've
works.
played the
I
bench?
should have been. And then on top of that, the players, they wasn't happy with his coaching either, come to find out. So they was complaining. So the owner and the president had to listen to all of us and say, listen, this guy, he's got to go. He's not part of it. He's not the solution. He's the problem.
Yes, he
because
is.
the players going to get us there,
Yeah.
which they did, but it's up to the coach, as I said before, to get us over that hump.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that says a lot about his coaching style and strategy. Because think about it. As a player, you know, as a player, you don't mind getting the minutes. We know that.
Yeah.
So you know that the player's not going to be too much, which they didn't. But as a player, son, imagine playing 40 minutes a night. No breaks. And then later on in the season, when you need a break, you don't get it.
Yep.
And then later on in the season, in the playoffs, when you tired, you still don't get no break.
Yep.
So where's those legs at? You know what I was saying? One of the key things I was saying why I knew my players was really tired? Brunson. I don't know if everybody remember, but remember in the beginning of the season, Brunson with that shake and bake was crazy with it. All season long.
Yeah.
As you notice, not necessarily the whole season, but late in the playoffs, you notice that he started seeing like he ain't have it in him. And I'm saying to myself, yo, he could shake any one of those dudes on any given day. He just did not have it, son. And that's because of all of those minutes. I'm glad they got rid of Thibs. We don't have a problem in regards to players. We can always upgrade and get more, but our players are good. We just need a good foundation in regards to where we going, you know what I'm saying? And how to get there. Thibs was not the answer.
40 minutes a night for a team. In the playoffs, you're going against a team that fast breaks and runs constantly. Usually their bench. For him to figure it out, game 3 when we're already down 2-0 is a fireable offense.
Yeah,
man.
100%. Agreed.
And
Agreed.
You know, he did what he did the four times in the playoffs. We lost to a team we were supposed to beat.
Without question. Because I mean,
that's why he was fired, man. People don't get that.
Nope. You see how good we was looking against the Celtics, and that wasn't no bogusness. And mind you, anybody could say whatever they want, but even if my boy was there, son, my boy from the Boston. What's his name?
Tatum, Jason Tatum.
Even if Tatum was there, in my personal opinion, they still would not have beaten the Knicks. The Knicks is, so for whatever reason, in this playoff season, they had Boston's number. They was not going to beat us. So for us to beat the defending champions and then lay an egg against these guys,
halfway clear
and then on top of that, it wasn't the players because our coach didn't make those in-game adjustments. You know what the Pacers did? Which is what any team could do if we are still under Thibs. They ran the Knicks. So they said, okay, y'all going to play those 7 guys.
Man.
So what we're going to do is that we're going to keep playing our guys, our bench guys, make your starters tired. So later on in the game, when you're going to try to make a move, you can't. Because you don't got the legs. You're done. So all of those minutes, it was
and they ran
bad
guys
coaching.
at Brunson and Cat because they wanted them to play defense to tire them out on top of the...
And it worked.
On top of the ridiculous minutes Thibs was playing them. I mean,
agreed.
It worked to a T, but even I'm telling you, man, a high IQ coach would have figured that out.
Absolutely.
From jump.
Agreed.
Agreed. I mean, who do you want, bro, to coach the team? Like, who are you?
Wow, that's interesting. Well, the choices that they're throwing out there, I don't necessarily agree with, especially our assistant coach, because those guys that's under Thibs, at some point in time, trust me when I tell you, they're gonna revert back to his coaching style, which is what we don't want. So unfortunately, he's not the answer. Yeah, he's Thibs. So he's not the answer. We're gonna have to definitely go outside the box. We need a young, established coach. So now, any of these coaching candidates that's done something, I made it to the championship, Eastern Conference Finals, or they had a very good team, that's the type of coach we need. We need that fresh blood, a new outlook in terms of where we gonna go and what we gonna do. Because I don't think that he was using these really good players that we got to like playing to their strengths. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have been playing to more to Josh Hart's strength, which is I think that Josh Hart unfortunately is a bench player. He's not a starter, you know, but Thibs giving him starter minutes, and he's one of the few players that I noticed in the interview that said that, oh, Thibs, he brought the team back. Of course, you loving it, the fact that he's giving you starter minutes and you playing so many minutes, but see, he at the end he didn't earn it. He's not a good compliment to Brunson. He's Brunson's best friend, but he's not a good compliment to Brunson in terms of, you know what I'm saying, when you pass the ball to him, it freezes. It's like he's like a deer in the headlights. It's like he gets the ball and he's like this. I'm like, yo, bro, do something. He ain't got none of that. So he's a bad compliment to Brunson, in my opinion. And he's a bench player. You need a better shooting guard, point guard, whatever you want to call it. And I think that will go further. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we got to add some more wing players. You know what I'm saying? More players that's more athletic. You know what I mean? Because I ain't like the fact that a lot of these guys, they couldn't create their own shot. I don't know what everybody else was seeing, but I was seeing OG. He was like limited. You know, it was too much limitations though, man. Bridges, he was inconsistent.
Well, maybe a new coach will probably be a good offensive-minded coach will probably be able to help these guys with that. I think it's them, but I think a lot of it was the play calling with Thibs.
Agreed.
The offensive play calling was basically go through Jalen, read and react. But like I said before, man, he doesn't read and react. He just goes by what he always does. He does not change. So how can you expect the players to do that? And then you need to draw offensive sets, movement without the ball.
Good point.
Get Brunson off the ball and get these guys handling the ball so that they can be comfortable with creating their own shots.
Because you want to know another thing? If you just look with your own eyes, just go to some of the tapes. So when somebody got the ball in the corner or whatever the case may be, look at everybody standing around. No movement. I'm like, yo, what the hell? You can see the ball, like let's say for example, the ball get passed to this part of the court. Most of the time, for whatever reason. When that ball went over there, whether it was Brunson or whoever, it froze. It was like no movement. All these sections, all those points, you see no movement. Nobody cutting to the basket or nothing. Was good. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that we needed more movement from jump. I think we would have played better and we would have probably went further. You see all these other teams that moving the ball, who's in the championship and so-called good teams, they move the ball. We wasn't moving the ball, yo. So hopefully we'll get coached to where we moving the ball more, you know what I'm saying, and being more active and playing to our players' strengths. And I think we'll go further though. I think we'll be fine though. I wouldn't be surprised how far we go next year, depending on the coach that we
Coach is everything, bro. Everybody talking about Giannis, this and that. Let's just one thing at a time. Let's get the coach. Let's get an offensive game plan that is a little bit more imaginative. Not the nonsense that Thibs was doing, man. And get defense that's more creative too. I think Thibs, we said it before, bro. All he did was we just switch and drop coverage. And if I'm an offensive coach and I know you're doing that, it's easy to game plan that.
Good point.
You're laying back, the three. You know what I'm saying?
Because you can
all the time.
You can actually,
for the bad man on the switch.
If you're coaching against that kind of coaching style, you can actually anticipate the switch. And then the switch that they hoping to get, they're not getting, so the matchup will be to your advantage.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
And play some zone. Do some things to help hide your defensive deficient players like a Brunson, like a Cat, man. You gotta do things. I told my son, bro, the Hawks, when they beat us that year, went to the ECF against the Milwaukee Bucks. How did they do that? With Trae Young, who's one of the worst defenders in the league, they hit him on coverages, defensive coverages, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work to the personnel you have. And Thibs was like, no, the personnel has to work to me. And this is a players' league. the team we had, you think about it, Leon bust his tail to get this talent in there.
So
Gave
true.
up 5 picks.
So true.
And, bro, he would make trades to get players. He would draft players. And you can't play these guys? Nah, man.
Terrible, son. And like I said,
coach them. You're there to coach them.
I like that dude that was coming off the bench from us, Payne. You know what I'm saying? I like that he changes speeds. Yeah. He's a real fast guy. He could get past this guy, break down the defense, and kick out. He's not gonna shoot. You know what I'm saying? That's not his game. But again, Thibs wasn't coaching to these guys' strengths. Like you were saying in regards to defense. We know that Brunson, if y'all don't know, Brunson is not a very good defensive player, and neither is Cat. So he had to be coming up with defensive sets to hide their defensive deficiencies. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing that. Again, bad coaching, son. He does that his whole career. I don't know how, you know, and you want to know the sad thing? Just one more thing on Thibs. The league must think that, I hope the league don't think that he's a good coach or that he done such a great job in New York, because they really need to call the fans and see what it is that we would see in our complaints. You know, the inside complaints that he's coached his whole career. You know what I'm saying? He's going to still coach that way. I think that the game has passed Thibs, in my opinion. And he basically need to give it up. Because it's easy to game plan for his coaching style. You know what I'm saying? He's not coaching to, like we said, to these guys' defensive deficiencies, and that's bad.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. ESPN, there you have it. ESPN, CBS, ABC. The NBA is going to be the home of NBC again. Come outside, speak to the real Knicks fans, the people that live or die with the team, that know the team inside out. Y'all don't see that stuff, man. Y'all just think Thibs is listen, he was a great coach. He's a good coach. We thank him for his service.
That's it.
But we need better, and it's about winning titles here. We're tired. To get there for the first time in 25 years, ECF, bro. We want more.
Play like that?
Nah, and then you lose it like that. Last game blown out. Nah, man.
That's terrible, B. He had to go.
Yep, there you
I'm
have
surprised
it.
they got rid of him, though, yo, for real.
Yo,
I'm really surprised. But happy.
Yes.
Very happy.
I've
been saying this for 3 years. I don't know what everybody else seen, but I've been saying this for 3 years. Thibs need to go, man, because I seen the way he coached, and I seen what he was not doing. And, you know, I just felt that he should have gone for a long time.
Hey, man, it took guts to make the move, but Dolan, Rose had the balls. It took guts to the players to talk out against Thibs. Bridges early in the year. Probably Precious, who's gone now. You know, Precious was like, nah, I ain't playing for him again.
Straight.
I bodied the last playoff. This guy didn't even bring him off the bench.
So true.
No.
So true.
So I'm glad the players spoke up and the fans spoke up. And now let's move on. Let's get a guy in here that can unlock these great players and get their full potential, man. All right, there you have it. That was M. And we out.
Once again.
Salute.